Hello and welcome to Beyond the Boundary. आप देख रहे हैं TOI Sports. मैं हूं चेतन नरूला and we have a couple of good topics to discuss about today as well on Beyond the Boundary. और उसमें से एक है blockbuster Rajnikant movie type scenario that we saw outside the Arun Jaitley Stadium. Uh, Complete madness for Virat Kohli in Delhi. मतलब ठीक है, it was not an entire stadium that was open for the fans, but it was a restricted entry जिसमें से आप 10-15,000 fans could enter, but to have this much mania, I mean that just shows the superstar value of somebody like Virat Kohli, and at the same time it also shows what these stars can do for the health of domestic cricket. So we'll have a word on that as well. Joining me today is Manuja Virappa, Nitin Nayak, and hopefully in a bit we'll also have Gaurav Gupta joining us. लेकिन तब तक हम लोग नितिन और मनुजा से शुरुआत करते हैं. There they are, Nitin and Manuja joining us. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
So Nitin, let's start with this. I mean, ठीक है, we expected Virat Kohli to play. He's playing this game. He's practiced hard in Alibag. पहले तो frenzy की बात हो जाए. I mean, this is a frenzy. You know, we talked about it कि it's been a decade since he's played Ranji. उसके बाद Sachin Tendulkar has played Ranji, who's retired now. And I remember similar sort of frenzy when Sachin played his last Ranji game. That was in Lahali. It was Lali compared to Arun Jaitley Stadium. Lali is just a छोटा सा ground in खेतों के बीच में है वो ground. ठीक है, एक छोटा सा highway उसके बाहर है, 2 lane का highway है. That's it. So nobody really cares when cricket is happening over there. But when Sachin was playing there, Lali was completely different. And I think Arun Jaitley Stadium saw something very, very unique today. Ranji Trophy saw something very, very unique today. Amit Kumar, TOI's representative, was there. Delhi can't keep calm as Virat Kohli takes field. He made a return to play Ranji Trophy match for Delhi after a decade. Nearly 15,000 fans. Matlab, entry was free. Security was tight. Commandos were there as well. Fans were eager to see their local hero in action. Immense craze and passion. And apparently, the queues were on from since 4 a.m., 5 a.m. कि बॉस सिर्फ 15,000 की एंट्री है and they should secure a seat to see Virat Kohli in action. Nitin, your thoughts, and then we'll go to Manuja as well.
Yeah, lovely to see. I mean, nice to see, firstly, so much interest surrounding a domestic cricket match, domestic red ball cricket match.
Yeah.
Will be an inconsequential match for both teams. I think for Delhi as well as for Railways. I think both have got no chance to qualify,
Yeah.
especially Delhi. I think they are
Yeah.
only stuck with six points. But it
Yeah.
just shows what can happen if stars are asked or requested or persuaded in this case
Yeah.
to play or ordered rather to play the Ranji Trophy. Then it, it just shows that you can market it by even you can market Test cricket if you keep
Mm.
the ticket prices low, allow single day tickets, which sadly some associations don't sell at all. They just sell season tickets for 5 days, and that
Mm.
really stops people from buying
Mm.
tickets for Test cricket. So what happens is this in fact should open up the eyes of our organizers
Mm.
and planners who
Yeah.
want to see full houses in Test cricket, and it was wonderful to see. Although I don't really like this hero worship culture too much,
Mm.
but when the stars really want to play, and people in this day and age of social media and OTT and so much exposure, they would want to see their stars. So it's lovely to see.
Lovely to see as well. Manuja, your thoughts? We are getting comments as well. We'll take them. Um,
I'll take from what Nitin just spoke
yeah.
about the social media frenzy and all of that. I remember in 2012,
Mm.
a couple of months after Rahul Dravid retired from cricket,
Mm.
international cricket, he came back to play for his club, the
Mm.
Bangalore United Cricket Club, because they were struggling and they wanted to avoid relegation.
Mm.
There was no social media then, there was nobody there.
Mm.
Word just got around that Dravid is playing second division cricket,
Mm.
and virtually, reporters came scrambling, but there were fewer people to watch him. That was in terms of the impact he wanted to have on a purpose.
Mm.
Uh, contrast, Virat, because it a lot of purposes, uh, he probably wouldn't have played if not for all the new rules and things that have come up
True.
with
True.
CI.
Yeah.
That said, uh, see, everybody's speaking about very good for domestic cricket. No, nobody
Hmm.
came there to watch a Ranji Trophy match. I can bet that 70% of the people who would come to the Arun Jaitley Stadium today probably were watching their first Ranji Trophy match.
Could be potentially. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this frenzy and hype was about one individual and not domestic cricket. But
Yeah.
for interest to sustain, you need
Hmm.
them to play more. Of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
in the demanding schedule, very unfair to ask them to come back. And I personally thought it was unfair for even both Virat Kohli and KL Rahul to play this match.
This Ranji match. Yeah.
Irrespective of what runs they scored, they still were coming off after
I'll tell you
playing five.
something. Hmm. No, I'll tell you something, Manuja. It was unfair to ask them to perhaps, जैसे हमने पहले भी बात की है कि we are talking about the fact that एक बैलेंस होना चाहिए कि किन प्लेयर्स को खेलने के लिए आपको ऑर्डर देना है या किसी को आपको कमांड देना है कि बॉस ये वाला राउंड या अगले दो राउंड अ मैसेज हैज टू गो फ्रॉम द मैनेजमेंट और द सिलेक्टर्स कि बॉस दिस राउंड यू हैव टू प्ले वी गोना टेस्ट समथिंग एंड ऑल दीज लास्ट टू राउंड्स ऐसा नहीं था ऐसी रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं थी करेक्ट मी इफ आई एम रॉन्ग नितिन हियर बट यहाँ पर ये सवाल जरूर आता है कि क्रिकेटर्स का खुद का एक कमिटमेंट होता है फॉर एग्जांपल व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द ग्रेट सचिन तेंदुलकर he used to play whenever he could not because they had to play you know
Hmm.
he one of the reasons why Sachin Tendulkar was so consistent with his performances till the day he retired even at the age of 37, 38, Nitin, the returns were there was because he was constantly in touch with the game. He was constantly even playing domestic cricket so that his reflexes were, consistent. His reading of the game was consistent. His touch was consistent so that he was always warmed up to go and play on the international stage. एक theory जरूर थी विराट के साथ कि अगर आप compare करो whenever Virat doesn't play too much cricket in between series, he will always struggle to start off. Or this phenomenon has uh, this phenomenon was more keenly observed in the recent years when he was struggling for runs. So your thoughts, Nitin, कि ठीक है कमांड आए तब तो आप खेलो ही खेलो लेकिन आपको खुद भी खेलना चाहिए. I think that is the big point from this round.
Yeah, and post COVID, especially Chetan, I think what has happened is the breaks have kind of not done him any good, especially because if you see the 2023 season, because he played so often, he remained in touch even in on those tricky pitches in South Africa. I think that 76 that he scored at Centurion, I think was one of his finest ever 50 plus knocks in Sena countries. Even that 36 that he scored in the first innings in Cape Town, I think he really looked good, and it was just I don't know what happened that he had to skip the 5 match test, all the 5 matches against England. Uh, I at, when your reflexes and your eyes kind of go away, then I
Yeah.
think you'd rather play a little more rather than play a little less.
Yes.
That's what I think. What the same thing had happened with Roger Federer when he was coming back from that knee surgery in
Yeah.
2016, 2017, and he went on to win the Australian Open. He said that I have now practiced enough. I now need to play matches so that
Yes.
so that I remain in touch with the game. So I think that's what as you grow older, I think you need to play a little more often. With Tendulkar, I don't think he ever took a 10-month gap or a 6-month gap ever in his test in ever in his, unless he was injured.
Unless he
So
was in.
yeah. So this is probably somewhere where I think Virat should look at his scheduling and look to squeeze in games somewhere so that he remains in touch and in flow.
especially if he has to prolong his test career. We don't know how long. Abhi T20 cricket, we have to wait and watch what happens after the Champions Trophy. Is that his last ODI appearance, or is he going to push on for the 27 ODI World Cup as well? Gaurav Gupta has joined us. स्पोर्ट्स फैन का कमेंट देखते हैं, वो कह रहे हैं कि was this the largest crowd a cricketer was able to garner for Ranji game in at least this decade? Uh, well, yes, because the last time a superstar of this value played Ranji cricket was Sachin Tendulkar at Lali, जहाँ पे रोज 15,000 लोग आए थे और रोज 5,000 लोग बाहर खड़े होते थे और हाईवे पे जाम लग जाता था. So yes, it's been a decade, right? Gaurav, your thoughts?
Yeah, firstly, apologies for being late on the show. Blame it on the Mumbai traffic. We've got a T20 coming up. So I was at the Wankhede Stadium, the final T20, which the way the series is going could be the decider of of this series. Coming back to the Ranji Trophy match, yes, obviously it has generated tremendous interest, and I hope Virat is able to sort of the real purpose of that outing doesn't just remain to Kadi Chawal and Chole Bhature and all the things that we've been seeing and all the hype around the match, and Virat gets some useful runs under his belt before he dives into the ODI series and the Champions Trophy. And more importantly, he gets some red ball form going before the England tour, where again I think I mean, those who are saying that he'll get runs here, तो फिर वो इंग्लैंड में जाके वो अच्छा करेंगे. I completely do not agree to that. I think he's got serious issues outside the off stump against the moving ball, which इंग्लैंड में again वो expose होंगे. But चलो ठीक है, this has अगर यही शायद दुलीप ट्रॉफी में खेल लेते यही मैच तो शायद यहाँ पे उतना थोड़ा कम हाइप होता. बट और ये 12-13 साल बाद खेल रहे हैं, इसलिए हाइप हो रहा है. तो ऑब्वियसली जाहिर सी बात है कि इस तरह का हाइप होगा. बट आई होप दैट हाइप इज टर्न इनटू सम कंटेंट, and he gets a few useful runs under his belt, spends a couple of hours at least on the pitch tomorrow. Otherwise this will just be used to a sort of a showpiece kind of a exercise.
Well, it will be very interesting. I'll tell you, जो stream है BCCI का, it's going to just shoot up. The viewership on that stream.
Certainly.
I think 25 lakhs were watching when I checked in the morning. I was working on the national games. लेकिन मैंने check किया था 25 lakhs at around 11 a.m. I'm not sure how many Ranji streams get that kind of viewership, but it's amazing. It's amazing what we witnessed today. Okay, let's take some comments as well. जो डर गौरव ने बताया सेम पावा को भी है. Everything is well and good until now. My only worry is if Virat Kohli gets out on a duck or even gets out early. I mean, not duck. थोड़ा शुभ शुभ बोलो यार. I mean, come on. 15,000 लोग देखने आए, उनका तो सोचो. Out early. Everyone. The point is he should be batting and he should be batting long. Otherwise, it becomes an exercise in vain. Everyone who is heaping praise on suddenly start trolling him tomorrow. Okay, we'll come to KL Rahul in just a bit. हमने कर दिया है. Okay, tomorrow even more crowd will be there. Okay, let's see. I mean, okay, why I took this comment. ठीक है, the aura is there. There is no denying that. There is no denying that. Virat Kohli is a different player altogether. Nitin, Manuja, Gaurav, I'll come to you, all three of you on this. He's a different caliber player. आप वो मेलबर्न में जो पाकिस्तान की इनिंग्स हुई थी, पाकिस्तान के अगेंस्ट जो इनिंग्स खेली थी, there are very few players who can play an innings of that quality. So Virat Kohli is different in that sense. There is no doubt about that. But and again, no doubt that he's a superstar. There is no doubt about that he'll pull people to himself whatever he's doing will make news, right? But there is something called superstar culture जो team के अंदर है. Just because of that street power you have, that should not be in the team. अगर एक team बस है तो आपको team बस में ही जाना है, boss. You might be able to bring 15,000 to a Ranji Trophy game, but आपको फिर भी team बस में ही जाना है. That is what is ending the superstar culture. Not this. Not what you're gauging from this. Okay. What are your thoughts, Nitin, Manuja, Gaurav? Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I remember an incident in the 2007 season opener in the Ranji Trophy here at Bombay. I think Anil Kumble and Dravid played for Karnataka, and the others, and it was Mumbai versus Karnataka. So pretty star-studded, and both because Kumble was already announced as the Test captain, and Dravid was the former captain. and a superstar. So both were given the option by the KSCA as well as the MCA to stay in the Taj Presidents, uh, because all the teams,
Yeah,
generally the teams are put up at Sea Green here,
yeah,
just next to the 1K day.
yeah.
So, but they said that no, we want to stay with the team, and they ended up staying with the team, and they ended up traveling in Kali Pili taxis. So so there you have an example of stars aligning with the team culture. Um, I hope that what what Gambhir is trying to do, which is end superstar culture. Uh, but he does it in a way which doesn't antagonize him with the team members. Otherwise, it will become another coach versus players
Backfire.
thing. And there you will generally, when the coach and the players battle against each other, there's generally only one winner, and that is the players. So,
Yes.
so I feel that the superstar culture needs to end, but it needs to be communicated in a more proper manner.
Manuja, thoughts?
Absolutely. And I have a question, Chetan. When you said taking a team bus, you meant domestically or internationally?
Both.
Okay.
Virat Kohli might be part of the Delhi Ranji side, but he's still a Delhi Ranji side member. So everything that applies to the Delhi Ranji team also applies to Virat Kohli. Similarly, everything that applies to the Indian team also applies to Virat Kohli. And I'm not highlighting just Virat
Yeah.
Kohli here. Superstar culture
Anybody.
सिर्फ एक player से नहीं होता है, and we have more than one superstars in the Indian team. So I'm saying the rules that are set by the board, set by the BCCI, the disciplinary rules. कि आप practice में भी in Australia, and this is something that I was very surprised because I've been on 3 Australian tours, actually 4 Australian tours, and I've never seen this or heard this, that the team members were coming in their own transport to the nets, to the nets. That was I was very surprised how that was even allowed. Um, Gaurav, your thoughts?
I think if this happened, it was completely unacceptable. I think ये start हुआ जब ये चीज बाहर आई कि पर्थ की विक्ट्री सेलिब्रेट करने के लिए टीम इकट्ठी भी नहीं हुई, एंड एवरीबडी वाज ऑन देयर ओन वंस इंडिया वन द मैच. आई थिंक वो टीम बॉन्डिंग जो नहीं थी वो वहां से रिफ्लेक्ट होना शुरू हो गई. एंड देन एज यू सेड इट केप्ट गेटिंग वर्स कि प्लेयर्स प्रैक्टिस में भी इकट्ठे नहीं आ रहे हैं, इन द टीम बस नहीं आ रहे हैं, कोई कहीं से आ रहा है. इवन कोच साहब भी जो है वो मैनेजर के साथ में थे, तो ही इज ऑल्सो नॉट, मैं उनको भी 100% इससे
बिल्कुल
वो नहीं
बिल्कुल.
करूंगा. He's also been part of this whole slackening of the team culture. So I think the mistake has been realized, that course correction has happened. And also let's remember that the wives and the whole family is coming together because of the COVID bubble and all that, the COVID restrictions and all that. तो उससे भी थोड़ा
Yeah,
सा फर्क पड़ा. तो I think ये जो 14-day window वापस restore किया गया है, maybe that will also help,
yeah,
bring back that team bonding that you need, because players need to spend time in. And I thought we saw that जब संजू सैमसन और वो वीडियो बाहर आया, before the first T20, संजू सैमसन अभिषेक नायर singing a song together and all that. But again I would reiterate, ये भी हाइप है, ये कंटेंट में तब टर्न होगा जब हमारे परफॉर्मेंसेस इंप्रूव होंगे
yeah.
एट द इन इंग्लैंड एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. अदरवाइज ऑफ स्टंप के बाहर अगर आप बॉल छेड़ेंगे, बॉल स्लिप में जाएगी, कैच हो जाएंगे, आप पुल शॉट मारने जाएंगे, ओवर एज निकलेगा, रोहित और सूर्या जैसा कि आजकल उनके साथ हो रहा है, तो आप अकेले जाएं, ऑटो से जाएं, बस से जाएं, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. इफ यू आर लूजिंग, नोबडी केयर्स. इफ यू आर
Nobody.
विनिंग, आप कैसे भी जाओ, अगेन नोबडी केयर्स. सो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे परफॉर्मेंस मैटर्स.
Performance matters, and that's what Introspect is saying. Runs are more important than this hype. India needs vintage Kohli in Champions Trophy. Introspect का एक और comment है, वो भी लेते हैं. He says superstar culture was there since 1933. अरे उससे भी पहले था बॉस. सीके नायडू के आपने छक्कों के बारे में सुना है? कल्लन नायडू के छक्कों के बारे में सुना है? डिमांड पे होते थे छक्के. And Lala Amarnath, yes, absolutely, you're right. Scored his first 100. That was at the Bombay Gymkhana. Gar landed on his way back to his hometown. Boss, Gar landed तो बहुत आपने छोटी बात कर दी. He was given jewelry when he scored that 100. उनको ज्वेलरी गिफ्ट
Yeah.
में दी थी, और किसने गिफ्ट में दी थी? क्राउड ने. जो क्राउड मैच देखने आया हुआ था, वो ज्वेलरी गिफ्ट कर रहे थे लाला अमरनाथ को कि अरे आपने तो 100 बना दिया है. लेजेंड. बट अगेन यू आर एब्सोल्युटली राइट. जो आपका दूसरा कमेंट था कि the runs are more important. At the end of the day, this is all hype, which is what I think we have all agreed on. Ki tomorrow, when he comes to bat, do we have the graphic? Do we have the update on all Ranji scores, please? Can we push that? Kind of a roundup. Do we have that? So tomorrow, when Virat comes out to bat, I think that is really vital. Obviously, it will be a very poignant moment. Virat Kohli pavilion से विराट कोहली आएंगे बल्लेबाजी करने के लिए, and we need you know we need some runs there. Okay, यहाँ पर उपेंद्र की भी एक comment लेते हैं. Manuja, this is to you. Anshul Kamboj. Again, I didn't watch it, but I did see that he scored only 26. Was it a Jaffa, as Upendra says from
Totally,
Anshul Kamboj? Totally.
totally.
Describe it for
A
us.
peach of
Describe,
a
describe it for us, and then tell us, what really happened there.
peach of a delivery, slightly pitched up. There was little room for Rahul to do anything.
Hmm.
I think he played a little late. If he had left it, it probably would have taken an edge onto the stumps.
Hmm.
It kind of caught him off guard.
Hmm.
But hats off to Kamboj, because he, especially in the morning when Karnataka were giving away nothing with Mayank Agarwal and KB Anish playing, he really, really toiled.
Hmm.
They had a defensive field setup. So, I mean, that especially, I don't think Rahul could have, otherwise, he didn't throw away his wicket like the others. I would say that. It was, I mean, no, it's like Nitin and I were discussing some time ago. It's one of those many instances where Rahul gets a good ball.
Yeah.
And it's, but this 26 runs he scored, he was fluent,
Yeah.
got a few boundaries. It was unhurried, which is
Okay.
unfortunate he got the delivery. But
Okay.
coming to
Yeah.
Kamboj, I think he's definitely one of those to look forward to.
Hmm.
Haryana has two good pacers now.
Hmm.
The others, that Thakral guy, I think he's also bowling very well. I mean, a 24-year-old and a 20-year-old are leading their pace bowling attack for Haryana,
In
which I
fact,
think.
yeah, it's not just their pace bowling attack. I mean, even in the white ball formats, they've used a lot of 20-year-olds. Haryana has been trying to find that balance between youth and experience in this year's domestic season. Then they have done it beautifully. ठीक है, maybe it just remains to be seen कि क्या end of the season results आने वाले हैं. But ठीक है,
Yeah.
when you bring in the youth, ठीक है, एक season अगर आप trophy नहीं लाओगे, that's fine. Okay. We will talk about the other notable performance. But before that, Devdutt Padikkal also got some runs. He moved one spot down. Mayank Agarwal 91. I saw somewhere that he batted beautifully. He batted beautifully against spin. Lekin Shardul
Especially
Thakur.
Jayant Yadav.
Yes,
He
especially
really
against Jayant.
went off to Jayant Yadav.
Mhm. But
But
there was this
Padikkal
game.
again, I think, was a little. He kind of threw away his wicket.
Okay.
When you get a ball around the wicket, you really don't. I mean, at your level, if you're not going to read the line,
Yeah.
and he was calm.
Okay.
And yeah,
Yeah, and then there was this game at BKC. मतलब वो थोड़ा सा Mumbai seemed to be in revenge mode. What happened against JNK? BKC पे खेल रहे हैं, and they got Meghalaya out for what? 86. Shardul Thakur with a hat trick. और हमने बात की है, Nitin and Gaurav, we were talking about कि ये वाला जो रणजी राउंड है, जब इंग्लैंड के लिए सिलेक्शन होगा तो क्या ये याद किया जाएगा? Shardul Thakur with runs in the previous game and now wickets. Hat trick here against Meghalaya. Okay, Meghalaya not the strongest side in Ranji, but still, you can only play against जो आपके against है उसके against ही खेल सकते हो ना. Shardul Thakur, another touchy topic, is it? We have two Mumbai journalists, Nitin and Gaurav. Go.
More than the runs and the wickets, what I like about him is he delivers when the team needs it. He's be it Brisbane, be it Oval, even in the WTC final, I think he got a half century. He's always there, and what I think goes against him is because he's such an attacking bowler who looks for wickets all the time, like Mohammad Siraj. Mohammad Siraj also he's all out attack, isn't it? I mean, he doesn't have that bowling dry. He can't bowl dry like Ishant Sharma or Jasprit Bumrah can by bowling slightly defensively. They don't have it in them. So I think that is what goes against him when when the teams go after him. I think that Centurion Test match performance has really gone against him. But come on, I mean, one Test match and then one bad Test, and he's just forgotten. Um, and I'm sure in Australia, we miss somebody like Shardul Thakur, because that 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 level dropping from Bumrah, Siraj, and to the rest. Um, we just the quality dropped immensely. And we forget that Shardul Thakur played his first test after getting 220 first class wickets. So he knows how to bowl the fourth, fifth, sixth spells of the day. So I think that's something that the selector should consider.
Okay. Gaurav, your thoughts?
I was telling Nitin before the tour only, before the Australia tour, that Shardul should have been there, and at that time, not too many people were convinced. A lot of people thought he is done and dusted. But I was sure that we will miss Shardul in Australia because Nitish Kumar Reddy अच्छा batting करते हैं, but उनकी bowling nowhere close to Shardul है, and Shardul was off color in bowling. He was coming back from an injury, took his time to sort of get into the groove. Even in the last match, in the J&K match, I thought he was not up to the mark because J&K were thriving on a green top. आई थॉट शार्दुल शुड हैव आल्सो बीन सॉर्ट ऑफ, अगर आप इंडिया खेल चुके हो और ऐसा ग्रीन टॉप आपको मिलता है, आप अगर जेएनके के बैट्समैन जो है, बॉलर्स जो है वो मुंबई के इंडिया बैटर्स को खोल रहे हैं, तो then Shardul should also be sort of striking, making those early strikes, 3-4 wickets in each innings. And if Shardul would have been at the top of his game, Mumbai would have beaten J&K. Having said that, आज मैंने उनका हैट्रिक का स्पेल देखा, I was very impressed, even though it was against Meghalaya. Absolutely, I have my views on why the Northeast team should not be playing with these top dogs of domestic cricket. But then I thought his spell was very good, and he seems to be getting back to his best. And in this form, Shardul, considering he scored a half century and 100 in such a fighting fashion in the last game, I think he should be on the plane to England. And also Anshul Kamboj should be there. If you're going for somebody like Harshit Rana, better go for somebody like Anshul Kamboj. He gets pace, bounce, everything. He's in the peak of his powers right now. And you performed so well in domestic. I think 38 wickets liye शायद उन्होंने इस साल रणजी ट्रॉफी में. And 22 I think in the last 4 matches. The way if he's bowled someone a top top class batsman like KL Rahul, I think he should be on the plane to England. Otherwise, फिर आप क्यों खेल रहे हो domestic cricket? अगर आप domestic performance को नहीं reward करना है और IPL के basis पे ही players को लेना है Indian team में, तो फिर मत खेलो, बंद कर दो इसको. I think definitely these two guys should be there.
One thing that I would want to say is ki, unless and until he gets a gig in the IPL, remember he was not picked for the IPL, so now he could be just absent from the scene. Shardul Thakur, if I'm not wrong. I don't think he has a team in the
Yeah,
IPL
he has
yet.
not been picked. You're right. He's not been picked.
Right?
But I think he will be on the radar of franchises.
On the radar,
And Anshul Kamboj, the good thing
yeah,
is
yeah.
Anshul Kamboj CSK के लिए खेल रहे हैं. So that is one good thing, I think.
Yeah, great. But my point is about Shardul Thakur. Anshul Kamboj, yes, we need to. Yes, मैं इसी comment की wait कर रहा था. मैं मेरे को लगा था कोई ना कोई हमारे जो इतने अच्छे viewers हैं, इतने intelligent viewers हैं, कोई ना कोई ये comment जरूर देगा. और आ गया, देखो उपेंद्र watching, he says county cricket opportunity. Absolutely, it is. But what I'm trying to say is कि county cricket में जो भी आपकी opportunity आएगी, आपको selectors के radar पे रहना है. From that perspective, I'm saying कि अगर वो IPL नहीं खेलते हैं या वो उस radar से गायब हो जाएंगे, because IPL has this habit of throwing up newer names, giving an opportunity to the older names who are on the cusp of graduating across formats. आप Nitish Reddy का example देख लो. And look, Nitish Reddy is a fine performer, and I think if he can add another yard or two in his pace in terms of bowling, can become a more consistent performer with the ball. I think there is a player there across formats for India. Okay, ये जो conversation है चलती रहेगी. Now let's talk about a very important game that is tomorrow, which is the 4th T20 in Pune. Who won the series? Nitin, let's start with you. What do you think? एक तो क्या पुणे की पिच से हम क्या expect कर सकते हैं, and at the same time, what can we because we've seen both sides approach this in a different way. England is pace heavy, India is spin heavy, and we've seen the pace is sometimes just leaving India's top order, especially Sanju Samson. He's leaving him a little bit short.
Yeah, about the pitch, yeah, I really do not know, because I really expected the Rajkot pitch to be a road, but That really turned out to be a difficult wicket in the end for both sides of batters. After the ball got older, I think both teams struggled to time the ball and hit boundaries. Apart from those three sixes that Liam Livingstone hit to Bishnoi in the end, I think both teams I think struggled to time the ball, especially hitters like Hardik Pandya and Akshar and all. I just hope that this our coach ends this obsession with left hand right hand matchups and just sticks to the proper batting order. I mean, I don't know why Tilak's batting order has kept on getting changed when he's been a success at number 3. Play him at number 3. And Surya can bat at 4. That is what his spot was when Virat Kohli was batting, and he was very successful at number 4. So this and I also feel that Akshar, both as a batter and as a bowler, is being underutilized. Last match also 3 overs for 19 runs. I don't know why the fourth over was not given to him. Why why Washi bowled that 1 over? So surprising. Washi conceded 15 runs of 6 balls and he scored 6 runs of 15 balls. So this opposite. The coach seems to be in love with Washington Sundar. I mean, nothing against the man. He's a wonderful red ball player, but I think in T20 cricket, I think we should probably not invest in Washington Sundar right now. Get in a proper seamer and allow Akshar Patel to bat at number 6. Remember, he was the guy who won you the World Cup final.
Okay. No, look, I'll tell you one thing. I disagree with you on the fact that we should not invest in Washington Sundar in white ball cricket. I think he walks into the white ball formats. But abhi jo hai, he's not being utilized properly because I think there's an imbalance in the Indian bowling attack. जो रोल वॉशिंगटन सुंदर कर रहे हैं and in bits and parts, especially अगर आप राजकोट की पिच पे देखो, ideally you need a pacer there and you're asking a little too much. और वो भी ऑफ स्पिनर है, he's not even a wrist spinner or he's not a left arm spinner. जो T20 में मैचअप्स जिनका ऑफ स्पिनर से ज्यादा रहता है, ऑफ स्पिनर का मैचअप क्या है, लेफ्ट हैंडर के अगेंस्ट है, राइट? और आपको और अगर वो एंड दैट टू ऑन अ गुड डे ऑन अ गुड सरफेस. अब चेन्नई की पिच में, कोलकाता की जो पिच थी जो हमने देखा, उसमें आप ऑफ स्पिनर को बैक करोगे लेफ्ट हैंडर के अगेंस्ट, नॉट ऑन दैट राजकोट पिच. Ashwin might Ravichandran Ashwin might disagree to this, but my point is, wrist spinners and left arm spinners have higher matchups in T20 than an off spinner. So I think he's not being utilized properly. And also, I'm not sure what kind of message was sent to him when he came out to bat. क्योंकि हमने ये भी बात की थी कि उस टाइम पे हार्दिक पांड्या या वॉशिंगटन सुंदर में से हार्दिक पांड्या was clearly going to stay on till the end. Washington Sundar needed to actually attack. और अगर 6 रन मिलते, 8 रन मिलते, 10 रन मिलते, 12 रन मिलते, he needed to get those runs क्योंकि ध्रुव जुरैल को आपने रोक के रखा हुआ था. So I'm not sure he was utilized properly. Okay, and this is what the comment here is, that we should give more chance to the pacers even if it is Harshit Rana, and we are not sure of Bumrah. Okay, we'll wait and watch on that. Do we have that comment from Ambati Raidu on Sanju Samson? Can we play that? Manuja's just gone out, so we'll get her as when we can. Gigi, it's just a technical flaw, says Ambati Raidu. Advises Sanju Samson on pull shot technique against Jofra Archer. ये जो है ये बात निकल के आ रही है. When you attack the body of Sanju Samson, short delivery, he's having a bit of an issue because उनका trigger movement leg side की तरफ हो रहा है. ये भी हमने कल काफी discuss किया था. Your thoughts on this?
I think it's a slightly worrying issue, along with Surya's form. Sanju Samson getting repeatedly out to the short ball is a bit of an issue. But having said that, I'm surprised because the same man scored back-to-back hundreds in South Africa, where the pitches, where the pace and bounce is quite true. So I'm a bit surprised. Sanju, मुझे लगता है more than technique ना, Sanju का कुछ वो एक mental वो है. We've seen this in the IPL also. He'll start pretty well and then his form just tapers down. But there's a lot of halla when the IPL happens about why Sanju doesn't get enough chances for India, and then he has this really ordinary run. And I think something similar is happening here, which points to his inconsistency, which is why he's lost his place in the team in the past, and the others have, sort of overtaken him. Guys like Rishabh Pant and all. So I think Sanju needs to really work it out. And he's got a very good, batting coach in Zubin Barucha, the Rajasthan Royals batting coach.
Yeah.
So a high performance coach. So I'm sure Zubin will, after this series, sit with him and sort of sort this whole thing out. And I think this whole controversy around the Vijay Hazare, him not featuring in the preparatory camp, and then KCA targeting him, not including him in the squad, and eventually the BCCI taking note of all that and not picking him for the Champions Trophy on those grounds. I think वो सब शायद उस controversy का भी affect कहीं ना कहीं mentally उनको हुआ होगा. And all those things have come into play, which is sad. You feel sad for him because extremely high quality talent. But definitely, if he doesn't use his chances, I think obviously यशस्वी तो आने ही वाले हैं इस team में, and I think Shubman Gill also we cannot rule out of the T20 side. He's got a much better technique compared to Sanju, without doubt.
Yeah, but you know what? Sanju is playing such a vital role because he's opener, batter, and wicket keeper as well. अगर आप संजू को हटा दोगे, then you're looking for an opener batter and you're looking for a keeper batter. ठीक है, ध्रुव जुरैल हैं, लेकिन वो अभी साइड में आए हैं. Let's not forget ध्रुव जुरैल is coming in because of an injury to both Nitish Reddy and Rinku Singh, जिसकी वजह से and we have a
Yeah, I think Rinku is coming in for Dhruv Jurel. मुझे लगता है क्योंकि आज रेन टचकाटे जो इंडिया असिस्टेंट कोच उन्होंने बोल दिया है कि रिंकू इज फिट एंड अवेलेबल. सो आई थिंक जुरेल गोज आउट एंड रिंकू विल कम इन.
Okay. So again, spotlight will be on Sanju Samson because as a keeper batter, he is important to the playing 11. If he goes out, तो या तो आप ध्रुव जुरैल को ओपनिंग करा लो, नहीं तो फिर आप तिलक वर्मा को बोलो जाके ओपनिंग करेगा. So you're changing around the order.
Yeah, politics.
So we'll have to wait and watch from that perspective. So यहाँ पे उपेंद्र भी यही कह रहे हैं कि hope we realize the value of a Rinku Singh and let's not forget. और introspect उससे पहले कह रहे थे, हमने ये पिछले हफ्ते में बहुत डिस्कस किया है. And I've pointed out a few times that back of length rising deliveries. अब यहाँ पे गौरव ने कहा ना कि साउथ अफ्रीका में प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुई थी. ये पॉइंट मैंने कल बताया था कि साउथ अफ्रीका में एंड्रिक नोकिया डिडंट प्ले, Kagiso Rabada didn't play. जिनका जो खेले हैं, Gerald Coetzee played, but Rabada and Nokia are quicker than Gerald Coetzee. They are quicker than Marco Jansen. तो Marco Jansen और Coetzee की गेंद पर और जो उनके सेकंड 11 के जो प्लेयर्स T20, those guys, they don't have that much pace, that much height, where the ball climbs, जो जोफ्रा आर्चर की करती है और मार्क वुड की करती है. And that played into Sanju Samson's hand. क्योंकि वो ट्रिगर मूवमेंट है. आप साउथ अफ्रीका की हाइलाइट्स देखो, he moves towards the leg stump and he's targeting either mid wicket or he's targeting cover point. Those are the two areas he was targeting. यहाँ पे with the ball coming steeply into his body, he's not able to target. So Jofra Archer has that extra awkward bounce that is troubling our batters. And you're right. I mean, it's not just Sanju Samson. उनका ज़्यादा pronounce हो गया है, but Surya Kumar Yadav, even Abhishek, and I think to an extent Tilak, but not so much Tilak. But these three, they have been troubled. And I like Nitin's point. Manuja, what do you think? Should Sky go back to number 4?
I think he should. I mean, I understand what he's doing as a captain to keep a team together, but I think that's his position and he's most comfortable at number 4. He's a proven number 4 bat. This thing of saying let's sacrifice. I think we're experimenting, but I mean he should stop experimenting with himself.
Okay,
Or
number 4 suits.
team management should stop experimenting with him.
What's most important for me is, will Shami play tomorrow? What will be the balance of the Indian bowling attack tomorrow? क्या आप अर्शदीप को वापस लेकर आओगे और शमी को वापस बाहर छोड़ दोगे और फिर से 4 स्पिनर खिलाओगे, या अब रिंकू सिंह वापस आ रहे हैं तो आप वो ध्रुव जुरैल की जगह आएंगे? So any light you would want to shed on that, Gaurav and Nitin?
Nitin, please have the
New
first word.
Zealand series.
I would want Shami to play, and I would want him to bowl 3 overs in the power play. And because he's not really a death over bowler in T20 cricket, I would want him to bowl 3 overs in the power play. I would play Shami instead of Washington Sundar.
Okay.
And Arshdeep, obviously. And Arshdeep coming back, obviously.
Arshdeep coming back. Okay, Gaurav, your thoughts?
I think Arshdeep, definitely we missed him badly in this Rajkot match because we needed somebody to close out the innings. somebody to
Hmm.
bowl those fire in those Yorkers and stuff. And which is why I'm surprised about ki char spinner ki theory. The thing is, the spinners don't help you close out an innings. It is the fast bowlers who do that.
Hmm.
So that is where I think you need Harshdeep. But I'm not too convinced by Shami's return. Honestly, I think I'm sure. I mean, this is the first match and so on and so forth. और हर्षित राणा को कब ट्राई किया जाएगा भाई? उनको स्क्वाड में लिया गया है, तो क्या उनको छिपाया जा रहा है? उनको खिलाओ और बताओ हमारे को कि वो कितने कितने मतलब क्या परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं, क्या कर सकते हैं. So and somewhere I think you need to make space for a Shivam Dube purely because he brings that momentum and that that attack against the spinners that you need. Perhaps he can take down Rashid. He's done that in the IPL to a lot of spinners, and he can do that, which is why he was included in the T20 World Cup side. So I think now that he's there, I think they need to somewhere utilize him because he could be the your surprise trump card, your X factor. In this side, I think some kind of changes need to be made. Otherwise, you're seeing it the series going down to two.
ओके ओके बस एक बात मैं ये कहूंगा जो नितिन ने कही थी कि और आपने भी कहा कि डेथ बॉलिंग इज एन इशू देयर बट बुमराह इफ ही इज नॉट फिट व्हाट हैपेंस देन फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल फिंगर्स क्रॉस्ड क्योंकि अगर आप ओवरऑल चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी का देखो यू नो यू हैव अर्शदीप यू हैव शमी एंड यू हैव बुमराह if Bumrah makes it, obviously India is favorites. खत्म हो गई बात. The end of topic. उसमें मुझे आपकी opinion नहीं चाहिए. But if Bumrah doesn't make it, then who do we take? And then again, death bowling becomes a problem because ODIs में with the due factor in Dubai जो last का 1 घंटा due होने की संभावना रहेगी तो उसमें हम मतलब क्या क्या देखेंगे? That is going to be a bit of an issue, but अभी it's still too far off. And again, let's wait and watch what happens with Jasprit Bumrah. But yeah, that is a big question mark there. Last question. We'll take a last question before we close this. What about Ravi Bishnoi? He looks pretty one-dimensional. Yes, uh, he relies a lot on his googlies. There is no doubt about that. No doubt about that. And if Varun Chakravarti is in that kind of form, it's a little ordinary. But he's a good bowler. Quickly, guys, your thoughts. Gaurav, let's start with you. Ravi Bishnoi.
I think पूरा attack ही बहुत one dimensional हो रहा है चेतन because everybody is sort of bowling the same trying the same thing, right? Leg to off मतलब तो थोड़ा सा रवि बिश्नोई का वहां पर, but then again as Varun said, Ravi had a brilliant game in Chennai where he said that I conceded 33 and Ravi went for 26 27.
Yeah.
So but then I think he sort of is making it into one spinner too many. So if he goes out and we include an extra fast bowler or an all-rounder like a Shivam Dube, perhaps that would make sense. That is what I feel. But maybe
Nitin?
the team management will have faith in him. But yeah, his he's pretty much a sort of, if he's in form, I think the T20 team gets that extra edge. So
Okay. Nitin, would you bench the off spinner for Ravi Bishnoi?
Yeah, I'll bench Washington Sundar and pick Bishnoi because he gives you the attacking option. Washington Sundar, I think, is more in the team to lengthen the batting and not for his bowling, really, because he
As in
doesn't add any value as a bowler.
like in
So,
Perth.
like in Perth. So, he doesn't add any value. So, I would rather, and in T20 cricket, really, you do not need so many batters. I mean, like what happened in the last match? You played so many batters, yet lost by 26 runs. So, and that was because you did not have enough bowling to close out their innings, as Gaurav brilliantly pointed out. I think Arshdeep in that scenario would not have allowed 24 runs to be added with Rashid and Mark Wood.
Okay. Manuja, thoughts quickly.
Yeah. I'll pay for tomorrow. I think Ashdeep should come in and Bishnoi for Washington Sundar any day.
Okay. Okay. We'll wait and watch what happens tomorrow. 6:25. We'll be back looking ahead to the fourth T20, and we'll see how the pitch behaves. What kind of combination is there? Will Shami play or not? And how many runs will Virat Kohli score tomorrow? Kal batting hogi, bhai. Batting hogi. On that note, thank you
और
so
कितनी
much.
जल्दी वहां से क्राउड खाली होगा अगर विराट आउट होंगे तो उसके बाद एग्जिट स्टेडियम से कितनी जल्दी
Second
स्मूथली हो
innings भी तो
जाएगा
है. अरे सेकंड
उसके
इनिंग्स भी तो
बाद
है. ऐसे ऐसे
उसके
क्यों
बाद
बोल रहे
कितने
हो?
लोग बचेंगे वहां पर कल
नहीं वो तो आज भी कम हो जाते हैं ना आज भी तो फील्डिंग ही कर रहे हैं विराट ऐसा नहीं है the craze is the craze the aura is real there's no doubt about it okay on that note we'll see how many we will hopefully we'll be talking about a big Virat Kohli innings tomorrow let's wait and watch there Gaurav Gupta Nitin Nayak and Manuja Virappa thank you so much for joining us today on Beyond the
Thank
Boundary
you.
all us.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel, and do share and like our video if you liked our show. Thank you for all your comments. We try taking as many relevant ones as possible. See you tomorrow at 6:25.
Thank you.